Hello, my friends. Have a good Sunday, sunny Sunday today. Today is 19 of June 2022, and then today is also Father's Day over all the world. So we'll talk on the fathers of Turkish thoughts, thinkers on time in the past. The founders of Turkish thought, say 20 of them initiators, with an abundant thinkers of Turks in the history. So this starts with Oghuz Kagan, a legend in deep Asia, and continues with the others all. Oghuz Kagan, with his legend, gave us a picture of a universal understanding and humanity. So this is with sky is the tent, and under the sky there is the earth. So in between, on the earth, there are the humans, and he mentions about the geography, rivers, seas and earth. That's all. So this is a universal understanding of the humanity. So this is very basic foundation for the Turkish understanding and the philosophy. So it goes back to 200 years before Christ, and then we'll come over up to 1333 in Anatolia with Aşık Pasha. So it is over 1500 years. We'll talk on the Turkish thought, the founders, and later the legend. We proceed with Bilge Tonyukuk. Bilge means wise in Turkish dictionary. So he was the first author, and with two stone monuments within 62 lines, he gave us the brilliant language structure with the concepts. So he was the lord of the pens and swords. So two together. So we see the wisdom in his writings. So we can say for himself as the wisdom power for Tonyukuk. And later we'll see the Bilge Kagan again with the monument. He was Kagan, the king, and then he says in his inscription again, there is the God who has a hegemony on time. So again, with his very universal understanding. So these two, Bilge Tonyukuk and Bilge Kagan, were the establishers of state philosophy of the Turks. Then we moved to Baghdad, we moved to Iraq with Ebu Hanife, whose origin was Uzbekistan with his grandfathers, and later come down to the south in Iraq, and then he established the basic sect in Islam religion, the Hanefi sect. So his effect again was a universal one, and then today's starting from Egypt up to Pakistan and India, we'll see the Hanefi understanding. This is the one of the basic sects of Islam religion. Now we see the Turks in theology in this time. After Ebu Hanife, we'll see Khwarezmi, again Uzbek origin, who was born in the Khwarezm region of Uzbekistan today, and then we see him on the science of say mathematics, and he introduced the zero concept into mathematical calculations, and then he had a deeper effect in Europe as well, and again all over the world we see his effect. Before Roman numbers to write down the millions, you need long lines. However, with zero introduction into mathematical calculations with Khwarezmi, it is very easier one. And then we see him in India as well, and then he got the concept of zero from India, and then he also visited India several times. After Khwarezmi, we see Maturidi again in Islam theology. He is the establisher with Abu Hanifa on Islam theology, and then we see in his writing the understanding of destiny and the understanding of wisdom. We see the contribution of the Turks in Islam with rationalist understanding, with the use of mind, who has given to humans by the God, and then Maturidi was also Uzbek. He was born in Uzbekistan as well, in Samarkand. Later we see the Farabi in philosophy, who was born in today's Kazakhstan, and then we see he's named as the second Aristoteles in philosophy, and then we see his understanding of ideal state with wisdom. He defines the characteristics of the head of the state, and so Farabi should be analyzed more and more for the humanity, because he has an understanding of the ideal state coming from the Oghuz Kagan roots. Later, as number 8, we'll see Biruni. Biruni again, who was born in Khwarezm region, like Khwarezmi, and then who has visited India, and he was the first Indologist. He wrote a great book on India about the sociology and beliefs of India, and then he has done a great contributions on all kinds of sources. He has a really very universal understanding of thoughts and beliefs, very universal one, and the freedom of thoughts. He has these characteristics. So later we come down to Harakani, so who was the Sufi, and then we see he has been buried in Kars city, in northern east border city, and then we see his understanding of Islam with Sufi colors. And later, number 10 is Ibn Sina. His main topic was medicine. However, he has again contributed a lot to many sciences. Really, he was a great contributor for the sciences. We see the Turks in religion and science parallel altogether. And for number 11, we see Kashgarlı Mahmud from Kashgar city of today's eastern Turkestan. So he has he has visited all the villages and countryside towns, and then he has compiled a dictionary, Divan-ı Lugati Turk, and claiming that Turkish language is the best developed language. So he has a great contribution, and then there are many proverbs in his book as well. It is a big one, and so later we'll see as Yusuf Has Hacip. His book is, this is year 1000, and his book is about state philosophy and wisdom, and it's a book of ideal state, and he gives higher importance to knowledge, and his book is Glory of the Knowledge. Later we'll see Nizamül Mülk, again in Iran territories, with his contribution on state philosophy, with his book Siyasetname, and he was the establisher of Seljuk Empire state philosophy. Later we see again in the same Iran geography Ghazali, who has developed many concepts of Islam understanding, and then who has worked together with Nizamül Mülk. And now we are at number 15, so from 15 to up to number 20 there are 6 philosophers, and all of them were with Sufi understanding, starting with Ahmet Yesevi from Kazakhstan, and he wrote many poems on wisdom. And in Turkey geography we see Sheikh Edebali, again Sufi, and then who is the father-in-law of Osman Gazi, the establisher of Osmanli Ottoman state, and then he is from central Anatolia, Kırşehir city, and then he has put the principles of the Ottoman Empire. Later we see Mevlana Celaleddin Rumi, who has a very great contribution on humanity, and then he is the, I think, most famous one of the Turkish philosophers, with his understanding of love and wisdom. He was born in Afghanistan, Bel city, later come down to central Anatolia in Konya city, and then he was a genius, really. And we moved to Hacı Bektaş Veli, again, who was born in Iran, and again come down to Turkey, again to central Anatolia, and then who has developed the Sufi understanding, and then Bektashi sect for brotherhood between humans, and especially was very effective on Balkan territories of the Ottoman Empire. And then we come down to Yunus Emre, again Sufi, and then who has written many poems, and with faith and humanity understanding, again in central Anatolia. So the last figure is Aşık Pasha, and then he has died in 1333, and then he has written 4-volume poems about wisdom. So this is for the again development of brotherhood in Turkey geography, with on the basis of Turkish language. So these are the all 20 founders of Turkish philosophy, and for 1500 years up to Middle Ages, and then in second series we'll concentrate on the basic foundations and characteristics of these founder Turkish philosophers. So have a good day, have a good Father's Day for all. Bye for now, bye.